The Miami Heat defeated the Boston Celtics the other night 103-84 to clinch a Finals NBA appearance. I think this is like the franchise's they've gone to quite a few NBA Finals if you think about it. '06, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. They've been to five previous finals. Well, then you factor the bubble. So this is like the seventh finals appearance in their franchise history, which is a lot of finals appearances, especially for Miami since they were an expansion team during the late 80s. That's a lot. I think they came out in 88 or 87. So in the last 30 some years, they've gone to the finals seven times. Pretty impressive. It's more than for more for them for a franchise than a legendary team like the Knicks, for example. So that's quite the accomplishment for them. But I just want to talk about the Boston Celtics. I thought about this the other night when I was watching this game. Excuse me. Who do the Celtics remind me of? They remind me of the Kevin Durant Thunder from his OKC days in the sense that they're a very talented team, but they can never get over the hump. And in most cases, they're the more talented team, but they still lose in the playoffs to inferior talent. It seems like that last year you could give them the excuse that the Warriors were experienced, but I felt they had the talent to beat the Warriors last year and they choked. This year, they definitely should have beaten Miami. They had much, much more talent than Miami, and they still managed to choke in the series despite forcing a game seven. They just didn't come through. So it really reminds me of the Kevin Durant Thunder because if you look at it, the Thunder were the more talented team in a lot of cases when Durant played for them, but they still managed to choke against certain teams. Like, for example, I felt when they went to the finals in 2012, they had more talent than the Miami Heat. Granted, you could say Harden and Westbrook were young, but overall, they were a more talented team than Miami, and they still found a way to lose that series in five games. And then you fast forward to 2014, they actually had more talent than the Spurs, and they still found a way to lose that series. They couldn't overcome the Spurs in the pressure situations in that series. The Spurs came through, but they should have won that series. So that was another choke on their part, and I felt. Then in 2016, they should have beaten the Warriors. They were up 3-1, and they managed to choke it away. The Celtics are starting to remind me of that team, and I felt a lot of that was on Kevin Durant's shoulders because he just never could come through. He could never uplift his team through pressure moments, and I feel this is the same thing with Jayson Tatum. Granted, you can give him the excuse the other night he did sprain his ankle. He was very unfortunate, but if you just look at it throughout the playoffs, he had these really low moments where he wasn't really able to lift his team up under in pressure situations. He just didn't come through. Granted, he had that one moment in the Sixers series where his team was down, I believe, 3-2, and he hit a bunch of clutch threes in the fourth quarter to rally them back to win a crucial game. But I kind of look at that as a fluky moment for him where he just got lucky because he continued the pattern throughout the playoffs. Just when under pressure, he disappears. It happened in last year's finals. So you kind of wonder, will Tatum ever figure it out, or will he just leave the Celtics to form his own super team one day? You kind of wonder just if he can do it, or will he have like a Dirk-like path where he chokes a few more times, then suddenly has a moment like Dirk did in 2011 and comes through. That's what I really wonder with this team. I don't think you necessarily break up this team. Grant, I would fire Mazzola. I do think he's an idiot. I don't think he knows how to use timeouts or when to use substitutions appropriately. This guy definitely will hold them back in future years. However, it'll be interesting to see how this progresses. I don't think there's a quick fix for Boston currently, but like I said, you don't blow it up because when you start from ground zero, it could take a while to be an elite team. And they're already an elite team. It's just the mental part I think is going to be the hardest to get over this hump in the sense of just becoming a championship team or winning a championship. There's something that's holding them back. And I don't know how they're going to overcome it, or if they ever will, or maybe they make a trade that uplifts them or signs a free agent. But that's the way I view it. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that.